Hey everybody, thank you for joining our stream today. My name is Tanner Dedman and I'm with Comic Books Gaming Team.
I am Megan Peters and I am referred to as the Queen of Anime here at Comicbook.com as the anime editor.
And today we have a very special Dragon Ball themed stream because we are streaming the new game called Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It is made by CyberConnect 2 and Bandai Namco and it comes out on Friday. But thanks to Bandai Namco, we've gotten a chance to play it early, right?
Yes, we do have a chance to play it early, which is very exciting for Tanner and myself. We are huge Dragon Ball fans, if you couldn't tell by my nice satin Dragon Ball Goku bomber jacket. So we're here to play Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So for those of you who don't know, this game is basically kind of letting fans of the Dragon Ball Z anime series live the story for itself. You get to play as Goku, right, Tanner?
Yeah, you get to play as Goku, and it follows his story mainly, but there are other playable characters like Gohan's in it, Vegeta, and then basically if there's someone you saw in Dragon Ball Z, you're going to see him in this game.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great opportunity for like diehard fans of the original anime to jump into the story that they know and love. And even if you're not a fan of anime at all, this is such a gorgeous game. It's going to give you the chance to basically live life like a superhero. Like, who hasn't wanted to do that? Like, yeah. I want to be able to fly.
So we'll see all like the main events, you know, everything Goku did in the anime and the manga, but we're going to see like some in-between moments too, like some stuff that wasn't maybe discussed as much before.
Yes. And I will say, for gamers out there like myself, there is a fishing minigame.
Oh yeah, and the fishing, we'll see the fishing in a minute, but you and I both played it for like an hour, but it's probably best to start over from the beginning.
Oh so yeah, for sure.
We'll start from the beginning. We'll show you guys the like probably first hour or so of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So if you see this is giving you a kind of quick story recap if you're new to the franchise. Basically, this is explaining the premise of the Dragon Balls. So they're basically these little orbs that if you're able to get all 7 of them, you're able to make a wish. And it summons a big dragon who we adorably call Shenron and gets to make wishes.
I like how the game introduces you to like, it gives you those recaps, introduces you to the characters, so that way you know.
Oh.
Dad.
So everyone, this is Goku.
And it gives you little cards to tell you who it is if it's been a while, if you've never experienced it before.
Yeah, Goku looks real serious right now. All right, so we're about to meet someone important.
Piccolo, you came. I like to do a little image training every now and then to make sure I don't get too rusty. Time to see what I can do. And you're just the guy to help me do that.
Clearly they're powerful.
I love how great all the characters look in this game.
Yeah.
You can tell each Dragon Ball game goes for a different style.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, we get the controls, and it's a lot to throw at you right at the beginning. I thought this the first time I played it too.
Yeah.
They send you 2 pages of controls. You have your ki blast, your melee attacks, sidestep, dodge, and then of course you have the more advanced stuff like vanish attack, things like that.
Yeah, so this is going to be a really great way for, especially these more advanced controls for people who are used to this kind of game. But for me, and I consider myself a very big newcomer, you'll be able to kind of get a good hold on both, close range attacking like Tanner's doing right now with melee combos, but also kind of like long range distance attacks with ki blasts. And as you get comfortable with those moves, further on you'll be able to do some of the signature moves that Goku is known for. Obviously Piccolo's not impressed.
No, he's not impressed.
Piccolo is not amused.
Well, I've noticed the dodging does take a little bit to get used to, more than just...
Yes, the most difficult part that I've had in this game is the dodging, partially because it just took me a while to get the buttons down, but also you dodge so quickly, and you have to kind of like immediately figure out kind of where you are in the space of the screen. Oh yeah, come on.
One thing I do like is that the normal melee attack is just circle, but it also acts as like a gap closer. Like if you just press circle, you're just going to fly straight towards them.
And for anime fans, if you can hear this, obviously we're listening to the English version of this, the English dub. I mean, you can hear some familiar voices if you've seen the anime. Most of the Dragon Ball Z dub that Funimation does, as well as Dragon Ball Super. We have Sean Schimmel doing Goku, as you can hear. And then Chris Sabat is doing Piccolo.
I know it's not a game. I'm just really pumped to fight you.
Yeah. So wait till we see Vegeta.
And these kinds of pop-ups will happen every now and then to teach you things as you're playing. But it's still a lot to take in the beginning. So
Yeah.
even after an hour, I was like, okay, I still need to look back at these tutorials again.
It's going to take a little bit of exposition to get used to. It's definitely a game that the tutorial, I'm not talking like Kingdom Hearts level long tutorials here, or Final Fantasy. This is an RPG, but it does kind of try to streamline the process. Just depending on your familiarity with this kind of game and these kind of general button controls, and especially what console you get this on. We're currently playing on the PlayStation 4, for anyone who's curious. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but it's definitely worth it. We haven't gotten to this part quite yet, but there's a part with flying and Goku that I struggled with.
And they really make it, you get more into the combos later where you learn how to do, different moves, but they really make it easy with your super moves. You
Yes.
hold down L1 and then you bring up a little menu right there. There's some of the different
Yes.
moves. Of course, you have the Kamehameha, and then, some of those, I'm sure later we'll get more of the advanced moves.
Yes, so in the past couple of days, a lot of information has come out about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and I believe there's something like almost 200 super moves that
Right,
you
it's
can
a lot.
use between all of the characters. So you're going to get some amazing cinematics in this film, which I'm really excited to see, and I'm sure anime fans are as well. Especially given how this is kind of retelling Dragon Ball Z. And as you mentioned earlier, well, you won.
Well, that's it.
There you go. Rip. Oh, you got an A.
I could have done better.
You know what?
That's okay.
It's all right.
That's what the tutorial's about.
Here we go, guys.
See, it seems like that. It just looks so good. Like,
Oh, it looks so good.
they knew how to bring out like the best and all the characters, the best moments, I guess.
Yeah, very much.
It looks like something you'd see straight from the anime.
Yeah. Ooh, we got some faces here. Oh, rip. So this is our first story kind of where we're
Yeah.
working
It
on?
starts you with the very first saga where we start to meet some more of Goku's friends and some more of the Saiyans. He doesn't know about them yet, but
Yeah.
we know.
We
about them.
know.
If you know Dragon Ball, you know, but
Yeah,
he doesn't know
and even
about
in the
them.
beginning, it introduced him as the Saiyan raised on Earth,
Exactly.
so it just spoiled it. So again, another really great story recap, but also there's adventure tips, which I think is really nice. It's just a reminder. But yeah, so we just faced Piccolo in Goku's mind, so we haven't actually fought Piccolo in the real world. We'll get there. Don't worry.
And
for all of
you'll
the
see
Piccolo
see
fans.
those things throughout the game. They do kind of mental, I think, stimulations or simulations, what they call, and it's where you get to live out these moments that didn't maybe happen in the anime or manga, but we get to pretend.
Yeah, we get to pretend. All right, so we got somebody in a pod coming real quick. So this is long-haired man.
We don't know who this is. We have no idea.
It would have been ours much sooner.
Intimidating man.
Done your job, Raditz. Sorry. And that's why everyone calls you Raditz the Runt. Things will be different on the next planet. Mark my words, if you screw up again, I will kill you. Wait, I just remembered something. I think my little brother Kakarot was sent to a different planet. I'll bet he's still there. You have a brother? I didn't think there were any Saiyans left besides us. If he joins us, the rest of the universe will be ours in no time. The fact that he's your brother doesn't exactly fill me with confidence. What planet was he sent to? I think it's called Earth.
Gotta love how he just remembered that.
I know,
Just
suddenly
remembered he
out
had
of
a
nowhere.
brother.
He had a suspicious amount of information for having just remembered that.
But now that I think about it, I haven't heard anything about him taking control of it. Damn that Kakarot, what the hell is he doing?
So those kinds of little cutscenes will bring you up to speed with what's happening. I'm sure you could skip them if you already know Dragon Ball Z, but I mean, who wants to do that, right?
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you're wanting to kind of absorb the story.
Dad? Dad?
And we're back.
We better head home or Mom's gonna be really mad at us.
Sorry for getting a bit carried away, Gohan. I was fighting somebody super strong.
Super strong?
In his head.
Yeah.
In your head.
A guy going by the name of Piccolo.
Piccolo?
Yeah. Well, he used to be called Demon King Piccolo, and he was real bad to the bone. He's the strongest guy I've ever fought in my whole life. I don't think anybody's gotten me more pumped up than him.
I thought it was funny watching
I
this
wanna
again. How it
fight
says
him
he's
again.
the
So I'm
strongest
hoping
one
to
he's
get
ever
stronger.
faced, right?
I know.
Knowing what you know, how much is in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
Be afraid to fight someone like that.
Same, Gohan, same.
You know, I bet you'd be just fine if you trained yourself up a bit.
I don't think Mom would like that very much.
Ah,
True.
That's right. I totally forgot that Chi-Chi asked us to get some ingredients for her. How could I not remember that?
So now we're gonna do something a bit different. It was not a typical. I mean, it's a Dragon Ball game, so it's a
What all
fighting
did you
game,
need again?
but it's not like straight up fighting game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Let's just see if we can't find us some apples around this place.
This game has a lot of RPG elements to it, so it's a lot of. One thing I had to get used to was, you know, you keep on wanting to jump to the next fight over and over again. You want to be in the next fight, but it's like there's all this stuff in between. Like it teaches you field controls, and then we're about to get out here, kind of explore the world, and you want to get to the next fight, but you have to like train yourself that no, like this is the game. Like you know, you're experiencing it a different way. You're not
Right.
just fighting the one person after the next.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't something
Don't get too excited and trip over your own feet.
this isn't something we really saw in the anime. I mean, there
I
wasn't.
never saw Goku
yeah,
collect apples.
there was never a filler episode where there was just like
Couldn't
apple
have gone
picking.
that far.
One thing I'll say is earlier we heard
Hey,
Raditz refer
looks like
to
you found an
Kakarot
apple
as
tree.
his brother. So we'll revisit that in a little bit. But for anime fans, it'll be really great to kind of like hear those little moments of like referencing
try
what's
to find
about to
one
happen,
more.
but
What do
leaving
you
like
say?
surprises for fans who might
Leave it to me.
legitimately not understand what Kakarot is.
Right.
Even though the game itself has already kind of spoiled it.
Yeah, and even like it kind of like you called them like long-haired man, things like that.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of you know blinds them to where you're not spoiled from the beginning if you're not
Yeah.
familiar with it.
If you're completely kind of new.
don't go wandering too far.
Gohan is just
He's booking it.
steaming through this little forest.
When I
area.
first played this, I ran away from him to go to collect stuff, and if you run too far away from him, and he might not do it here, but he'll start to say, "Where are you?" And you have to go back and you have to walk slowly with him.
Oh, that is just
I
like
know.
the most Gohan thing I've ever heard.
And this is kind of like, you know how some games have like detective modes, things like that. This is kind of like that. It's where you're like detecting energy around you, so then we can see Gohan is over there. Then, you know, we have, those are like usually the glowing orbs are the objectives that you have to go for. So if you're ever lost out here, this is probably the way that you're supposed to find what you're looking for.
Like you have powers like that, and it's just like, how did you not know that you weren't human?
Yeah,
Do you just think we all have that ability?
exactly.
Oh yeah, we've got plenty of apples now. Thanks for finding these, Gohan.
I'm kind of tired now, though.
I get it, and I don't blame you. Hang in there, I got an idea. We'll catch some fish and then head straight.
Okay.
Gohan's just like, anything you need, Dad.
Gohan's just along for the ride. That's
Gohan's just like,
First,
you know
we
what?
need to
This
find
is
a
great.
spot to fish.
Okay. Don't
Keep-
walk too fast.
See, that's when he
All
says,
right.
"Don't walk too
Try
fast."
to keep up though.
If you leave low Gohan,
Me, Dad.
he starts yelling at you not to leave him. You have to go back. And
Oh, that
Need
is.
to go together.
yeah,
that
it'll
is-
change your objective.
Oh
and it
my
tells
gosh,
you-
he's
I know,
crying.
I felt so bad.
Stop it.
But then I was like, "Come on, Gohan."
Gohan, we're almost there.
Oh man.
So this is like one of those escort missions. You have to escort Gohan to the point, and I have to walk next to him.
Oh my gosh. And is there, if there's not anything though that like makes this interesting, it's just like,
Yeah.
it's basically just testing your ability to walk slowly. Gohan's like, Dad, why aren't you
barely,
hurrying up?
barely pressing on the control stick. And
Yeah,
I'm
so
outpacing
basically
Gohan.
this is an escort mission in self-restraint.
Yeah,
I know, like, as Goku, you want to fly around.
What's wrong, Gohan?
I was so happy when I got to this part. Gohan's worn out halfway. He's like, "Please carry me."
Oh.
Tired. I can't walk anymore.
Man, you get tired pretty easy, don't you?
Oh, jeez. Goku. Straight savage Goku. Aw, but that's cute.
That's a good, yeah, that's a good scene.
So that's a.
Hey, look how high I am.
So then we
Aw.
carry
Right
Gohan.
up.
Can't run anymore.
Trying to trick your old man.
I get that.
You're one spoiled kid, you know that?
Like, this is kind of adorable.
It is,
Like, we
like,
really
it's-
didn't get to see.
What do you want to be when you
That
grow up?
relationship between them in the beginning.
I want to become a great scholar.
What? You're a weird one, aren't you?
Oh,
well,
boy.
I definitely can't help you with your studies or anything like that. But if you're ever looking to toughen up, I'm your man.
Nah, fighting is too scary for me.
Come to think of it, this is your first time fishing, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
All right. Then let me show you how I used to do it back when I was your age. We should be able to catch something here. All right.
But what are we gonna fish with? We don't have any rods.
Silly question, Gohan.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything about a rod, did they? Who needs one of those pesky things when you've got a tail?
Okay, excuse me.
And if you
What?
Tail?
if you've seen trailers for this game, you've probably seen him
I can
fishing
use that to
with a
fish?
tail, and it looks pretty weird, but they explain it, thankfully.
Yes.
By dipping your tail in the water, you can feel the fish moving around. Pretty neat, huh? It's really easy once you
confused.
get the hang of it. I mean, I haven't done it in a while since I don't have a tail anymore. But when I told my friend Bulma about it, she actually made me a makeshift tail to fish with. Can you believe it?
Imagine having friends like that.
Yeah.
You can just rock up to. I need a tail,
Just bring your makeshift tail with
So
you.
what do you
but I
say?
need
everywhere
the
you-
tail to function as a fishing rod, autonomously.
exactly.
Like, for those of you who are curious though about the discussion of tails, if you don't watch Dragon Ball, basically the Saiyan race, they have tails. If you remember in the earlier scene with Raditz and the other two men, they had tails. And I don't want to know where that tail just went. I don't want to know.
It's,
If you're in the comment section below, like, just ignore it. Don't.
it's just a fishing tail, that's it.
This is so uncomfortable. He's like, oh.
And then you knock out the fish. And that's it, you fished. I love fishing
That is not
minigames,
the fishing
and
game I remember
Yeah.
from like Link's Awakening.
I love fishing minigames in any game, and that is one of the best. That's
That
one of
is-
the best ways to do it.
That was pretty good.
I bet Chi-Chi will flip when she sees this one.
I don't think she's going to flip for the reasons you think.
All this
Yeah.
fishing is really working up an appetite. You know what I mean? Let's eat some of these fish. I mean, we've got plenty.
Yeah, I'm a little hungry too.
Gohan, you're like 6 at max.
Catch over the fire. What do you say? Okay, time to grill up some fish.
Now I can't help but want like a Dragon Ball cooking anime.
Yeah.
Goku's done,
hungry for
retires,
grilled fish.
owns his own restaurant. Extra fatty giant
Yeah, so
fish.
you have like a bunch of different
Wow.
recipes here that you can cook from. We can only cook from, just I think 2 of these right now. And you can see they give you different bonuses like to your stats, like your key defense, things like that. And I'm sure, later on we get different bonuses. But
I'm loving the alien white, where's that? The alien whitefish liver. Excuse me?
yeah. So
hate it.
all we can make right now is just the lean giant fish. So we'll do that. That's how you cook a fish on their fire.
That is a chunk of
That's a hefty fish.
That's a unit. Did you eat the bones?
We ate the whole thing. It's Goku.
He ate that whole thing and he only got a 1% like boost.
So I thought that was interesting. You have like party HP that you have to restore in a while. You can tell that's where it comes out. It's like not a traditional fighting game. Like, you got to restore your health between fights.
Ugh, I think I ate too much though.
Yeah, Gohan, you're like
Well,
6.
If you want to be as big as your dad, you're gonna have to eat a lot of this stuff.
Right.
That is a good point. Like, how many calories do you think Goku burns
I had
daily?
fun today, Dad.
You know,
More than that fish.
I had fun today too. Thanks for your help. I'll teach you how to fish next time so we can do it together.
Okay. I can't wait.
Like, I really do love this. This scene adds so much to the story of Dragon Ball. I mean, it's a funny thing amongst Dragon Ball fans. I mean, Tanner and I joke about it, but they always make the meme of Goku's a bad father. Piccolo raised Gohan, as we'll discuss later in the game, as you'll see. This scene like totally kind of changes that narrative, and I love it.
Right.
Like, heck yeah, Goku. Like, taught your son to fish, kind of, sort of, a little bit.
Yeah.
It was weird, but you did it.
Yeah. So these things that we just know, we got one of these for Gohan and we got one of these for Goku. They're called Z, I think, Soul Emblems, and you get them from like the main characters in the game, and you insert them onto community boards. And as you can see through some of these tutorials, the community boards, once you put the emblems on there, if you complete like sets of characters, like, you know, Gohan and Goku is obviously one set, father, son, it gives you different stats, kind of like eating meals would. It buffs you during combat and outside of combat. It's a lot to look through in the beginning. Like I said, it's honestly, if you get to this part, when you get to this part, I wouldn't really worry about looking at this too much. It just makes more sense later on. You can see we have Goku here. And right now we're on the Z Warrior because obviously he's the main fighter. So this is like the warrior community.
Oh.
So you hit one of these spots, and then you have Gohan's Z emblem or Soul emblem right here. Sorry.
Oh, Gohan, so precious.
And then you just gotta put it next to Goku.
I bet you'd be pretty strong if you trained.
Now you can see we've almost ranked up our
Yeah.
the rank for the Z Warrior community again. And with the community skills, with this one activated, we have a bigger support gauge, or we gain more in our support gauge. And you can see the different stats down there at the bottom that we unlock as we rank up. But obviously we can't do that now because all we have is just the one.
Yeah, we just got Gohan. But it does say it's the ultimate father-son team.
Right.
So, kudos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dad. I meant to tell you. I found this while you were fishing. I don't really...
Really? Thanks, Gohan.
And you'll find these things, he found that while he was fishing, apparently.
Clearly.
But you'll find these things like scattered throughout the world, and most of them are like gifts, and you have to give the gifts to certain characters you've gotten their soul emblem from. And as you do that, it ranks up that soul emblem, and you'll start to get, it'll become more important in your stats, because it gives you more of an effect the higher rank that you can get them.
Oh, that's awesome.
I thought this part was interesting because you give him gifts, and you can see it has like the little heart meter. It's almost like one of those like dating simulator.
It's literally like The Sims.
Yeah, it is. Like, and I give him his sacred text of martial arts, and then his heart meter goes up.
Look at that. Honestly, I'm going to be totally transparent. I'm surprised Goku would like that because he'd have to read.
Yeah, you would think he wouldn't have time for that.
He'd be like, no. Slice of life. Talk to your small son.
Should we head home now?
So then when you get to things like this, you have the option to either check out the area, a little bit more. You can just go back home. If you check out the area a bit more, I tried it last night. It kind of sets.
Okay.
You tell them you're gonna look around, and you can kind of explore some things. Like you can see there's some different things laying on the ground. I think there's somewhere there was a big door. You see big doors that are shut, and you can't get through them yet. It says you got to be like a certain level to get through there. You can't explore too much. Like it sets boundaries for you. If you try and jump across, then it just stops you.
I have to do what Chi-Chi asked me to
So
do
it's kind of reining you in here in the beginning, but I'm sure
Yeah.
later on, moments like this will open up and let you just explore everything.
Yeah, it definitely wants you to stick a little bit closer to the narrative just to get you to certain progress points.
Right.
But I love that it still gives you these slice of life moments that are integrated into what you are required to do.
Yeah.
So now we're about to meet Chi-Chi, which is A+.
Yeah. We gotta fly home first though.
Gotta fly home first.
Here goes. Flying Nimbus!
So can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about Flying Nimbus? Because Goku can fly.
Yes.
But he's got a Flying Nimbus.
Hang on to
Yes.
the deal?
So Dragon Ball Z, for those of you, again, who aren't aware of the franchise, before Dragon Ball Z, there was just Dragon Ball. And so that followed Goku when he was a kid, when he was about Gohan's age, and that's when we first met a lot of characters. So at that age, Goku wasn't quite, at the level he's at now, wasn't super strong, wasn't all these, super great things. It was during that time that he was introduced to the Flying Nimbus, and it's basically this artifact that only lets, like, the pure of heart, people who are completely wholesome ride it. And so by this point now, Goku's gotten to the point where he's able to tap into his Saiyan powers, or just his key powers to fly and levitate and fight like we have known him to be able to. Yeah.
Explains why you've got no problems there.
So we're,
Thanks, Goku. You just confirmed my
Yeah.
point. I look really smart now. Yeah. So
we're flying around collecting these little things called Z orbs, and
Yeah.
I'm sure I could I would spend the entire day collecting all of these if I could.
It is pretty addictive.
And these things, it says they're used later to unlock and like I guess upgrade different super attacks.
Yeah.
There's like 4 different kinds of them. So if you want, you could definitely spend your entire game just floating around collecting these. But for the sake of time, we'll just
Yeah. We'll just go head home.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead.
But yeah, the Flying Nimbus is great. So definitely wish we saw it more in the anime.
Yeah.
Hey, Chi-Chi, we're back! And we got food!
Hi, Mom. You're late, Goku. It shouldn't have taken you so long to gather ingredients.
Yeah, sorry about that. We did some training, too.
Gohan looks terrified.
You're supposed to introduce Gohan to Master Roshi and the others today.
Wait, that's today?
Of course.
Chi-Chi
Sorry
ain't
about
having
that.
it.
I promise I'll remember next time.
Forget it. What are you waiting for?
Oh,
Get in
she
here.
looks so much
I need to get
happier
food
now.
Right away.
At least we got the fish, right? We got the fish.
We
the
got
apples.
you the ingredients. So this is Goku's home, if you've ever been curious how a Saiyan lives.
So this is another part of the game that you saw we cooked on the fire, and obviously that you know, it gives you those temporary effects. But you can get better results from that if you seek out people who are more proficient in cooking. Obviously, Chi-Chi is very good at it. That's why she had us collect all these ingredients. So we're gonna get Chi-Chi to cook us a meal right now and see what kind of effects it gives
Now
us.
then, I'll just take these ingredients and whip you up something tasty.
Ooh, so
Can't make a full course. I tried it yesterday. Can't do that yet.
can't do it yet,
We
but
gotta
one
learn
day
that later.
soon.
We'll get to that later.
Oh no, this is good.
So we see
Oh,
a whole bunch
man.
of different, different meals we can make with all, they have their own effects, more HP, more attack, more defense, things like that in different categories. So we'll go over to the fish category. We have the ingredients for that, and we're gonna make some boiled fish.
Yeah, man, and we're streaming this around lunchtime, so like
I know.
doubly powerful to us. Now I just really, not sure I want boiled fish, but I will say the Hellfire noodles or whatever we saw earlier.
Yeah. So once you make stuff like this, to my understanding, you make it. You're not eating it right now, though. It kind of goes in your inventory, and you can choose whenever you want to use it. So before you get into a big fight, you can use it then, so that way you're ready for it.
That's awesome. It's very much like my strategy for playing Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'll make a ton of food,
And go out
go into battle.
and never eat any of it.
I know,
Wait.
I know, very much.
So I like this one a lot. You find like little artifacts like this on the ground. It looks like a little photograph, and you pick it up.
Yes.
What is that?
So basically, this is from the Dragon Ball anime. We just mentioned the original. This is like really shortly after Goku and Krillin are like meeting and they're studying under Master Roshi. So we get like a screenshot from the anime that depicts like an important memory in Goku's life.
And then usually Goku, you get the subtitles to tell you what it is, and Goku will give you like a little bit of background on it.
Yeah.
To tell you what was happening.
That's so cute. Also, imagine how touched Krillin would be knowing that.
Knowing that he has that in his house.
Knowing that's in the house. So for those curious and you don't know, the little bald kid right there, his name's Krillin.
Me and him had to hunt this thing down. Krillin beat me then, but only because he cheated. I had to go hungry that night.
That sounded like a upset laugh. That wasn't like a genuine like Goku. Oh, that was funny. That was like I'm still angry,
Yeah.
Krillin.
So we searched the house. Small house. We searched
Very
it.
small.
Where are you off to now, Dad?
I'm going to see Master Roshi, my old master. His place is surrounded by the sea. It's loads of fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now we're getting that sweet, sweet box lunch.
All right, I'm finished. Here are your lunches. Dig in whenever you're hungry.
Thanks, Chi-Chi. Your stuff's the best. It really gets the blood pumping and the muscles moving, right, Gohan?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I can only imagine how strange their marriage is.
Right. So now we got another one of these soul emblems. We got one for Chi-Chi this time. And since we got Chi-Chi soul emblem, we unlocked a different community board. So obviously, Chi-Chi is not a fighter. She's not.
Chi-Chi is not a fighter. She could be though. When she gets mad,
She
she's
could be.
terrifying.
But for the sake of this game, she goes in the cookie community board, and you can take these soul emblems off of certain boards and put them on different ones. They can go on, different boards. I think I can put different people on the Z Fighter board, or Z Warrior. They just won't have nearly as much of an effect as like Goku would.
Yeah.
Like Goku is like a 5, and she would probably be like a 1 if I put her on there.
Oh yeah, she would. She would not be very, very high up there.
Right.
But
So
yeah,
you can
no,
see
this
the
is cool.
different effects for that, and there's many more to the right. We just can't unlock those yet because we haven't haven't gotten those people's soul emblems yet.
I mean, clearly looking at these boards, you can see how many of these emblems you're going to collect. You're going to meet a lot of characters in this game, which is going to be super satisfying for newcomers and
Later,
fans of the
Chi-Chi.
anime.
We're off to see Master Roshi.
Wait a second. Are you forgetting something, Goku? I thought you had something for Goku.
This is a very cute moment. I like this.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This is the version of Gohan people will recognize more.
Oh, what a neat little ball!
Neat little
That
ball.
little ball on top there? It's a Dragon Ball. I got it from my grandpa after he died. But that's not all you got from him. You were also named after him.
Really? Oh my, Gohan looks so handsome.
It'll be like he's watching over you whenever you wear that hat. So take real good care of it, okay, Gohan?
Stop it.
I will. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
All right, we're leaving for real this time.
Goku, don't let anything happen to our little Gohan.
Oh, no.
And Gohan, be on your best behavior.
Yeah, Chi-Chi is very protective of
Yes.
Gohan. As you guys probably saw earlier, Gohan said he
I
wanted
want
to be a
you
scholar.
both home by supper, you
And that is what
guys.
Gohan wants to be, but there's definitely some Chi-Chi influence there too.
Yeah,
She would much
Chi-Chi's
rather him not be
definitely
training.
somebody who understands Goku's position towards, training and just being the strongest and challenging himself, but she really wants Gohan to have like a
She didn't
stable
want Gohan
career.
to do that same thing.
Like if Gohan went to college, he would definitely be studying like technology or medical. Like he would not probably do what I did.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's just, I love that scene. I love so far what they've done with Gohan and the family as parents.
Right. I know
man.
we have different opinions about Gohan, but I like
Yes.
this version of Gohan.
Yes,
It-
Tanner and
There are
I,
7 mystical
we do not
orbs
agree.
capable of granting any wish when brought together. With them, anything the heart desires can be attained, whether unfathomable riches or absolute power. These mysterious wish-granting orbs are known as the Dragon Balls. And it's around these Dragon Balls that this extraordinary story unfolds, with new challenges and adventures awaiting Goku and his friends at every turn.
all right, so we're a place surrounded by the sea. We got a little bit more flying to do.
Dad, what's Master Roshi like?
Oh, buddy.
He looks like a feeble old geezer, but he's super strong.
Really?
Though it's a real shame he's kind of a massive pervert.
So obviously Goku was
Yeah,
thinking
he
that
was
in
my
his head.
rival at the time, but now he's my best friend.
Is Krillin strong? Just like you?
I wish there was an option to
Yeah?
speed up on the Nimbus. I don't think there
Out
is.
of all the guys
It
I
kind of
know,
reminds me of,
definitely up
I
there.
know I keep comparing to Zelda, but Zelda's like my favorite gaming franchise. It reminds me of Wind Waker, like when you first played it on the GameCube, the sail to sail between islands, you couldn't go faster, but in the remastered edition for the Wii U, there's like the fast sail.
Right.
We need to like put a couple like engines on the
And of course, we'll be able to fly later and we'll go way faster. But
Oh,
that's
yeah,
kind of an
when you
example
fly,
of them
you go
keeping
quick.
you reined in until you know what you're doing.
All right, so we have Bulma and Krillen. So these are two characters Dragon Ball fans will know well.
Yo,
Just yo.
And who's this little guy?
meet my son.
Meet my son.
I love how he must have been hiding Gohan for like 4 to 6 years.
Yeah. Wild, huh?
Nice to meet you. Oh, nice to meet you too.
His name is Gohan.
Gohan? Oh, so you named him after your grandpa, huh?
Yeah. Suits him, don't you think?
Like, those are his best friends.
Yeah,
And they
they
didn't
didn't
know
know
he
that.
had a kid. Not only that he was like expecting a child, but that this kid is now like at least 4 or 5 years old.
So we'll go. I'm gonna explore his house before we go talk to someone. And there's a small house, so that won't take long.
Yeah, so this is the Kame house. Kame, the turtle house, Master Roshi in the anime, as you know, is also kind of referred to as like the turtle sensei, turtle teacher. Kind of looks like a turtle with a hunchback. So yeah, I just love the rendering on this game.
Yeah, and in the house we found another one of those sacred texts that we got before.
Oh, look at
So
that.
since we know what to do with those, we're gonna go ahead and give it to Goku again. I might could give it to someone else, but you're gonna be playing as Goku the most, so you might as well go ahead and give it to Goku.
Yeah, you don't think Gohan wants to read it?
Yeah, I don't think
Who knows? Can
Chi-Chi
he
would
read?
not want him to read that.
Yeah, no. She wants him to read, but not that.
Yeah, not that.
Yeah, so let's see what's up on
gotta talk to
the
Krillin.
island. Krillin definitely has something to talk about.
Goku, have you been training lately?
Well, not as much as I want to. Chi-Chi gets pretty angry if I train too much, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I haven't trained myself either.
As they're both just
With Piccolo taking
Ripped.
care of,
massive,
things
so they
been
haven't
pretty
trained
quiet.
much.
Hey, you two, what are you talking about? Nothing really. I could have sworn you two were talking about how you've both been slacking off on
Master
your
Roshi
training.
is about to just obliterate them.
Guess there's no fooling you, is there, Master Roshi?
It would seem you've both forgotten that training is a daily activity, not something you do only on special occasions. You should be moving, learning, playing, eating, and resting every day. That's the way of the turtle school.
I can't argue with you there.
Now, to make sure you two never forget your daily training, I've got a little challenge for you.
Oh, buddy, we got the training manual.
Yeah, and I looked at it a
Report
little
back
bit,
to
and
me
it's like
once
different
you've
things
finished your
like
training.
challenges. Like one of them said to level up like a community board. Another one of them is to just put I think
Yes,
like
sir,
3
Master
hours into the
Roshi.
game.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Master Roshi.
and you get different rewards for doing that.
Now, time to get back to my usual enjoyment.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't follow him. Wherever he's going, don't go in that room.
So we get the Soul Emblem for Master Roshi now, and he is on the adult community board.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
it's that.
no.
It's I think they mean just adult in general, but
This
still.
definitely means, yeah, this is
Yeah.
definitely adult in the 18 plus sense. Goku was not kidding when he said Roshi was a massive pervert, basically.
so now that we've unlocked like different community boards, you can see that Chi-Chi, you can see, I believe, if I recall, I think that those are, you can see some of the values that she would bring to different boards if she put them there. So we could put her, we could put people like her on the adult board because they're adults. So
Oh my
I
gosh.
think that's how it works. I haven't gotten past Master Roshi's, so
Yeah.
we'll find that out later. But there's nothing we can do with that right now. No one else can go on the adult board, so we'll just move on from that. We'll move on from the adult board.
Yeah. And to mention, this game is a fairly long game. I mean, if you're used to playing like Dragon Ball RPGs, I mean, Xenoverse, depending on how quickly you play through, I mean, you can play for a really long time. This game, from people who have done reviews in Japan and who have already been able to speak about the game, they've been playing it for like upwards of 45, 50 hours.
it's been a minute.
And that's with like cutting cutscenes and doing very minimal subplots. Oh boy. So this is a very famous scene.
Yeah, it's talking about how they how Goku met up with Master Roshi, right?
Yes. That's how we got Flying Nimbus, was through Master Roshi. And then everybody's favorite turtle.
When you see little things like this, little blue exclamation points, you might have seen it before. Those are side quests. So we don't have to do them. We can. For this one, you have to. Master Roshi loses one of his books,
Oh,
and you have to find him. You have to help him find the book. The tortoise hid the book.
I would just keep it hidden.
For the sake of time, we'll go ahead and move past that one. But those
Yeah.
little exclamation points, you should definitely check them out.
Yeah, there's plenty of subplots, so it's definitely something worth checking out, especially to get full completion for trophies and everything like that.
Right.
All right, so Krillen wants to get swole again.
Goku says, "You want to fight?"
Oh, buddy,
says no.
Krillen's like, nah, fam, I'm okay. I'm okay.
So this is what we talked about before. They call it mental simulations. So I'm not really going to fight Krillen, but you can do mental simulations to pretend like you are. So that way we get those moments that, you know, if one character never fought another one during a particular moment in anime and manga, we can do it here.
Yeah.
That way you still get the freedom to make your own adventure, kind of. You're not totally constrained by what happened in the source material.
Yeah, no, that's a really great part of this. Also, TBH, who would want to fight Goku if you're not a villain? Like, if I was Krillin, I'd be like, nah, fam.
Yeah. So then we get different training opportunities like this through those mental simulations.
And so it gives you like a recommended level to be at.
Yeah,
So that's where you really want to pay attention. And if you're not quite at that level, you know, doing some of these simulation fights, you know, going around the explorable area and seeing if there's a way you can gain levels. Krillin is looking like a Force ghost right now
Yeah.
from Star Wars. So again, some more information about countering the vanish attacks
Right.
as well.
You can burst, and this is, you've seen the bursts over and over in the anime. It'll make sense when you see it. You can use a vanish attack where you appear behind them, but it uses up a lot of your resources. So,
Yes.
like, you know, probably not the best thing to do.
Yeah, so you're definitely not getting Goku, you know, a la if you were fighting, you know, Kid Buu or even like Jiren in Dragon Ball Super. I mean, you are starting with his skill set, his power levels, his resources, you know, as he was at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, which compared to now, leagues difference.
And what, you know, your normal combo is pretty much just smashing circle over and over.
Yeah.
But you can end those combos with like the square or the triangle and use different attacks.
Yeah, so this is,
So we're gonna end it with a key blast right here. So you get that little effect. He blocked it, but you know,
it is Krillen. I mean, Krillen suffers no fools.
There was a vanish attack. You appeared behind him. You can tell it took your key bar down there is at the bottom, the blue bar. It took a big chunk out of that, but we got it out of the way.
Classic Krillen. I mean, you do have to feel bad for Krillen. I mean, he did train with Goku under Master Roshi for so long as they were kids. And by the end of Dragon Ball Z and even towards like the end of the first arc.
Yeah, some of those attacks you can tell they're melee or key attacks. You got to be really close to land something. There you go, landed one.
Yeah, there we go.
Krillen's not that tough.
Yeah, Krillen was much easier even than Piccolo. So
you can see after we complete some of these trainings, you learn different things. Consecutive energy blasts. You see a lot of people use that in the anime. That's a big one of Vegeta's. He loves to use that.
yeah, it's basically where you just put the hands together and you volley the
Just
shots
unleash.
like a machine gun. So yeah, so now Goku, you know, needs to have another reunion with Krillin. It's not
He's got
it's
your
not
looks, but does he have your
something he's
power,
done lately.
too? I'm betting that he's pretty strong if I had to guess. But I can't be sure since Chi-Chi won't let me train him to find out one way or the other.
Sure.
Sure, why not? I'm about to get a cutscene.
I think I've done everything up to now.
Oh, buddy.
So this is past the point that I've gotten to. So we're in Uncharted. I mean, we know what's gonna happen.
Well, you know, if you know the anime,
Dad?
Gohan, don't be excited.
This is not a good thing.
Not sure.
I think we can all just agree that if we saw something like that, it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think that's just like a blanket agreement we can have. So again, we have just a little bit more of a story recap. We've introduced Gohan, we've met up with Bulma, we've met up with Krillin, Master Roshi, and now there's a weird thing in the sky. Usually when you see that, it's an alien.
Right. I like
Man,
how
I wish we had like the X-Files theme playing. That's copyright, I know.
yeah, I like how it gives these little, recaps. Because I hate whenever I jump into a game, if you've been taking a break for a while, then you hop into it and you don't remember what you were doing. Right? But it gives you those recaps.
Oh, no.
This is the MVP of Dragon Ball Z.
This is truly the greatest character in Dragon Ball. And I say that with all seriousness. Oh, he just waddle
What
running.
is it? It ain't no meteor.
Oh, no. He is thick.
And he's got some similarities to Goku a little bit, you can tell. We learned about that
If
before in the cutscene.
Goku literally never, like, cut his hair or anything.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Just as I thought, the creatures on this planet are still alive. Kakarot's failed us. Who or what are you? A power level of only 5? What trash.
Excuse me.
Stay back!
Aw, rip. And
Is
he's
this
gone.
the best
That's it.
this planet can muster?
Rip. Rip, farmer.
Well, now, here's the large power reading. Distance 4880. Kakarot.
All right, so we got a baddie on planet Earth. Well, that's a gorgeous shot.
See
Oh,
Piccolo again.
But this is actually real Piccolo now.
What world could that have been? I've never felt a power like this.
So this is one of those opportunities. Remember when I said we got to play as different people besides Goku?
That's awesome. Oh, that's really cool. Definitely gives like a little bit of break, lets you get used to Piccolo, you know, as he becomes a bigger character in this arc.
Right. And we talked a little bit before about why people have to be, why Goku uses the Nimbus, and you know we'll get to fly later. This is giving me a lot of information right now.
Yeah. So again, this is just something you're going to have to kind of read through. There is a lot of exposition in this kind of understanding of how the game works. But you'll get there. It just takes a little bit of
They
time.
keep all these tutorials in the start menu, so I mean, if very likely you didn't catch all that, we'll be able to go back and look at it again later. So this is kind of like what we got to do with Goku. What we got to explore. You can see, you know, this is first-person mode. Shoot some little key blasts around here, blow up some rocks.
Oh, that's 900% what I would just be doing, like when I was bored.
And here's your little detective mode where you go down and what is that? Something.
You got something? Oh, you got some carrots.
But if it isn't him, then who is it?
There we go.
Well, Piccolo, that's an excellent question. I want to know, have you ever heard of the Saiyans before?
Now, this could be fun. Guess I'd better look for more. I'll make quick work of you.
All right, so here's like one of the battle encounters you can have in the free space. Some interesting looking monsters with some interesting looking tails, which might look kind of familiar to you. I'm not quite sure. A certain villain in the Dragon Ball Z anime did have a tail, kind of look like that, but not quite.
Right.
But we will learn more information about those robots if I can get words out of my mouth, apparently.
So you can see the map up in the top corner, kind of show you, you know, what to look around for, things like that. And if you know, once you get near things, you can see some more things you can fight there. I think that's an animal. It said you could capture. Maybe? You know, that's a dragon. I don't.
That's a dragon. I feel like I would rather fight rabbits than a dragon at this point.
I don't know what that's gonna look like, so we'll go to that some other time. Consecutive image bias is the thing we learned earlier.
Yeah, so you'll be able to use this now. So this should look very familiar to anime fans. That is a favorite move of just about every character in the game.
That's all, huh?
Obviously, these robots are really quick work, but they will help you gain experience if you're just trudging along. And as you go on, you know, the robots get more difficult in certain areas as you unlock them. So it's definitely worth exploring. Also collecting these orbs, which is probably my favorite thing to do. And then again, this is a side quest. If you go down there, you will recognize a character who we have not seen in the anime for at least like a decade. Oh, getting such the nostalgia. This blonde little lady, her name is Launch. What do you want? So fans from Dragon Ball and then from the first kind of few episodes of Dragon Ball Z will remember Launch. She was a character who was really great, and then the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, decided she didn't need to be around anymore, and we never saw her again. So I really love that she's here.
She drove her car off of the cliff?
Yes, that definitely sounds like something Launch would do, so 10 out of 10, not surprised.
See, when you find these things like that, you know, you'll find some things that prompt you to pick them up, so these are...
Fancy earrings.
I mean, yeah, you can probably piece together who you have to give these kinds of gifts to, right? Like,
I feel like that's definitely a Bulma gift,
right.
in my opinion. Chi-Chi would probably get mad that you even thought it would be okay to spend money on that. Even if you found it, she would still be upset. She's a very practical woman. But yeah, Bulma would be very excited.
I'm sure we could probably give it to Chi-Chi maybe. I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't have nearly the effect.
Yeah, definitely best to optimize those kind of specials to be able to get all of your enhances and not strategy boosts. Though, I guess it could help strategically give gifts to who to make sure you made enemies when you want them.
So that guy wants to fight. We're just gonna, I guess we are going to fight. I was about to say we're going to ignore him. We're going to move on, but we'll fight him.
Let's see. All right, let's see if you can get it. Oh, man.
Yeah, those guys you can tell they're not very tough at all. But
I mean, that was a 38 combo.
what other
I mean,
attacks does he have? He doesn't have the special beam cannon yet. We don't have that one.
not yet, no.
We're up
You gotta wait a little bit to unlock those.
But we don't need it.
Not right now. Not for this guy. For Raditz, maybe. Probably.
So it looks like that is our objective.
Yeah, so that's where we're wanting to head.
You can see it's using up my key down there whenever you're flying fast like this. That's why it's important to look throughout the environment to see what, to see what you can find to recharge that.
Obviously, Piccolo is very concerned.
So it wasn't Kakarot after all.
Who the hell are you?
I don't have time to waste with Wait a minute. This is a Namekian, isn't it?
If that's true, then what are you even doing here? You gotta...
You've got spunk, I like.
Raditz is ready to throw down.
But you wouldn't even be a warm-up.
Wouldn't even be a
You're
warm-up.
making a mistake in underestimating.
So obviously Raditz just referred to Piccolo as a Namekian, so obviously Dragon Ball fans will be aware of that. And if you couldn't tell by looking at Piccolo, he is not of Earth. He is from the planet Namek. Fans will become familiar with that, but right now, Raditz is just like,
He said I'm not a warm-up, but I mean,
you are going through his health bars.
I was wondering about that. I was like, is this one of those ones I'm supposed to lose? But
Well, yeah, because he's level, I mean, he's level 3 here, and you're still level 1 according to the rankings, so you are.
so it's like he totally dodged that attack, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's totally good. So basically, this is what you can expect to have with this game. We're not going to be able to go through much of the story. We're just going to give you a taste of Raditz fighting right now, and you can finish your first battle with him on your own. But yeah, this game looks gorgeous.
Yeah, you can see, you're going to encounter all these. If you want to see them, you're going to find them. And if you recognize you got a favorite character, and probably even see some people that maybe you never saw before, right?
Yeah, you'll see new characters, you'll see some old characters, and to confirm, much of this game is considered canon. Akira Toriyama was a supervisor of this, and he did give them additional stories to add to the canon. So if you want to learn more about the additions or the comparisons or gameplay, strategies or information you need to know about tips and tricks, Comicbook.com, definitely a one-stop shop for all of that between Tanner and myself.
Yep.
We're obsessed. We're
So
huge
this
fans.
game comes out on Friday for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah, so if you want to find us, the gaming channel and the anime channel will have plenty of information. And if you want to talk to us specifically about what you saw here, our impressions, et cetera, that are all obviously non-spoilery.
Pick a side for Gohan.
Yeah, pick a side. Obviously, loving Gohan is the right answer here. But you can come talk to me about Gohan on Twitter at MeganPetersCB.
And I'm on Twitter at Tanner Dedman if you want to talk about the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we're going to leave it off there today. Thank you for joining us for the live stream. Let us know what you think of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot as it comes out this week.
Comes out on Friday. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.